Happy Breeders' Cup preview, and I am here literally in the bedroom, back in the bedroom, not trackside anywhere, because the storm from Jamaica is storming outside. The horses are put away for the night, and I said I'd do a little preview because a lot of my friends, the likes of Mission Central, Mini Hawk, True Love, Gestat, Havana Anna, Bucanero Fuerte, Valiant Force, Arizona Blaze, there's so many that I could keep naming, but it's too good not to preview. So with that being said, I'd also like to say I'm wearing Tote red, and Tote are offering money back up to £10 on all Saturdays racing for Breeders' Cup. So if you sign up with the app or on the website, then you get money back on your second, which is a good deal. And as I always say, a bird in the hand or a bird in the breeders is better than in the cup. So let's get on to the good stuff. And the first race I am so excited about, it's the juveniles. We've got True Love in here, we've got Brussels, we've got Military Code, Havana Anna, as I've mentioned as well, who I think has possibly gone under the radar, because if you like Gestat and you like True Love, why aren't you liking Havana Anna? You know, her form lines are there, and they're there, and they're there, and precise form lines as well are in there. So she is definitely one for Aiden O'Brien that I would be keeping a strong eye on. I think she's about 8-1 at the moment. Now Brussels has been so unlucky all season, apart from when he beat Kansas in the Curragh, and that race at the Curragh was the same race that Unquestionable won 2 years previously. Don't forget, Unquestionable went on and won at the Breeders' Cup then. So it may be a bit of a shock for True Love in here. It's 6 furlongs and it might be just too short for her. Wayne Lorden takes the ride. I would only love to see our Epsom Derby winning jockey this year ride a winner and start off, you know, breeders on a real high. But I think it's definitely going to be a shock to the system for True Love. The betting doesn't think so. She's 5-2, but a big outsider in here now are recently, he will be crowned at midday on Sunday at the Curragh. Dylan Brown McMonigal takes the ride on Mission Central. Mission Central, I've championed him all year. He bred by Gigginstown, not an advert for Ryanair, and yeah, he's 20-1 in here. He is speedy. His 2 wins at the Curragh were very, very good. Then he kind of spat the bit out when he went over to the UK, but he didn't spit the bit out the second time of going over for Kipco Champions Day 2 weeks ago. And he was so good, so speedy, so impressive. So I think at each way play here, he's worth the 20-1 fun. Havana Anna, definitely watch her, see how what she's like in the pre-parade ring, the parade ring as well. But for me, I think Brussels is value in here, and I'm going to stick my flag to the mast and have Christophe Soumillon start off on a high on Brussels with a little bit of each way play on Mission Central. Now, we all cried when we seen what Gestat and Precise got for the Juvies, fillies and colts, and you know, some say you can't beat the draw, some say you can. So firstly, I'll start off with Precise, and let's not forget that Aiden has said she is better than Minding. Now that is big horseshoes to fill, and that is big, big claims to make. But at the end of the day, he's the trainer and he knows what he's talking about. And the daughter of Star Spangled Banner has done nothing wrong. In fact, she looks like she's improving every time. So if she can improve and if she can get through her unlucky draw, she wins it, and she wins it easy. And next year is going to be so exciting, the same way as this year has been. I think Queen of Hawaii has also a very, very good chance in here for Joseph O'Brien. So if it can't be Daddy O'Brien, let it be Joseph instead. Queen of Hawaii has been super this year. She's been second, she's been third, she's won, and yeah, she is definitely value at 12-1 fun. So I'm going to stick with Precise, because if she's good enough, she still wins. And I'm going to have a little bit of each way play on Queen of Hawaii. Now, it leads me nicely into the colts with the most. And poor old Gestat, yes, he does have an absolutely brutal draw. But let's not forget, Henry Matisse's burst last year came from stall 12. So Gestat is in 14. You're only 2 horses. And I say only 2 horses like it's easy. but I think it's him for the taking still to take this race. Hey Nay Nay at 8-1 at each way play. Now the sprint is a bit of a sentimental one for me, and the sprint has been sentimental for me all year with my good friend Bucanero Fuerte, fresh from last year, having a couple of holidays with the ladies that didn't quite work out, and then coming back. It was like he went off to Benidorm, had some fun, came back fighting fit, and came back and raced and won, and he's been so good this season, even going down on his sword. He's been a joy to watch when he was third to Arizona Blaze, his stablemate, in the flying fifth, or the flying five, even at the Curragh Irish Champions weekend. Now, my heart will always say Bucanero, and he's an amazing horse. He's so handsome, and if he gets front running with Umberto up, he might not be for catching. He's speedy, he's good, he goes. Arizona Blaze, we can't say that David Egan didn't say after the Sapphire Stakes that, it was always the aim for the Flying Five at the Curragh, and he did, and he won so impressively. So, yeah, he's also very good in here. Could we have an Ammo 1-2? Who knows? It would be fantastic. The betting says it's going to be monstrous with Antonio Fresu. Should it be with Halloween weekend? Well, it's all in the name if we're going to be going namesakes. But another horse in here that I think has gone slightly under the radar is Jack Davidson's She's Quality. Now, Colin Keane takes the ride this time. She was second at Goodwood, only beaten by a nose in the King George Stakes, and she was third in the Prix de l'Abbaye to Asfora. She's very, very good, and a little bit of money has come for her. So keep an eye. I think she's good at each way play, but sentimentality says Bucanero Fuerte. Each way play says She's Quality. This taff, I'm going to keep it short and sweet and simple, and Dort Vader in here has really caught my eye. I've been following her on the socials. I don't really know a lot about her. All I know is that she was second to Torpedo Anna, and she will really, really like the going here. So Dort Vader in the distaff for me. And now for the race that I think is going to be the race of the boat days, and that is the Breeders' Cup Turf. We have so many good horses in here. Rebels Romance, Mini Hawk. I mean, my heart still breaks when I think about last month at the Arc, and we thought she was home and hosed, and she has all the allowances in the world in here, every allowance possible. And I think it should be redemption day for her. As much as I love Rebels Romance, and he is a globe-trotting king. He shows up, he does everything right, barely ever does anything wrong. I mean, if it could be a 1-2, Mini and Rebels, I would only love it. But Mini in here for me, 4 times, just like an Abel with an Oaks. An Abel, if you remember in 2018, did the Arc, then went on and done Breeders' Cup, this very race. And I'm hoping Minnie, with her almost in the Arc, goes on and does this. Now, her draw is a little tricky, but she's by Frankel. She's gritty. She's going to fight, and she's going to fight until she's there in the end. Aiden said during the week she'd lost a little bit of weight. She got a little bit tighter around the girth, so to speak, but he doesn't think that hampers her at all. So Mini Hawk all the way for the Breeders' Cup Turf. Let it happen. I'm going to say forecast with Rebels Romance in sec. The Classic, we have no sovereignty, but let's hope it's a fairy tale. And the fairy tale I really want it to be is Forever Young. He was third in this last year. He was so unlucky in the Kentucky Derby. I mean, what could have happened? This is another what if and an almost. And he was brilliant in the Saudi Derby. I know Team Japan will be having parties, will be having conventions, will be doing everything possible to cheer home Forever Young. And he's just a joy to watch. He is and deserves all the fandomship is behind him. And if Saturday night's gonna ever be the night for Forever Young, Saturday night will be the night for Forever Young. So for me, I only see one horse in that race, although I do have a wild card at the end for like a little bit of each way playage or a Yankee, a big price Yankee. But for me, Forever Young, and who doesn't want to be Forever Young? and the Breeders' Cup Mile. Now, Francois Graffad, the ARC-winning trainer this year, says his best chance is Salin. Now, Salin has run so well in France and belongs to Al Shahab. Al Shahab, who owned Unquestionable. I'm really hoping this horse gets a great run. He's 4-1 here, and Mikel Barcelona's Celebration would be very much welcome on the night. So Salin for Francois Graffard. I like the line in Winter. I like him a lot. He's been knocking on the door all season. He's been a hard follow, but he's a good follow. Soumillon. Will Soumillon have 1? Will he have 2? Will he have 3? Will he have 4? Who knows? I'm going to say 2, possibly 3 for the 2 days. But yeah, the line in Winter is 6-1 fun in here. The Son of See the Stars is 6-1, as I say, and could be worth an each way tickle. And Frankie Dettori bows out on Arjan here. He announced his retirement. He's going to do a stint in South America before he bows out completely, and then he is Amor Racing's global ambassador. But before he does that, he bows out here on Arjan. So yeah, the horse will like the going, and he does like going out in front as well. But he's 20-1. If you want to have, as I have, a sentimental bet on Frankie and say goodbye, there you go. But Salin for me, with each way play on the line in Winter. And I promised a bit of each way value, each way play at the end. And again, I'll repeat, if you want to get your money back with Tote, don't forget to sign up. So without further ado, White Arborough, Journalism, Goliath and Rishi. I'm confident that at least 2 out of these 4 horses will run into the placings and get you a little bit of each way play money back. I'd also just like to say a big good luck to Ethical Diamond. I know Emily Siegel is out in Australia with Baba Absurd, and we wish her the very best of luck on Tuesday. But Ethical Diamond has gone out for breeders. He's about 10-1 at the moment. He was our July Horse of the Year. If you caught it on socials, Rich walked him back in at Royal Ascot. He's a lovely big horse. We wish him all the best, and the very best to Emily as well, with her 2 boys, Ethical in America and Baba Absurd at the Melbourne Cup. Luck, love, light and laughter as always. Thank you for following. Continue to follow DigiTips. We see all the comments. We see all the shares. We see all the followings. We see all the support, and we are so grateful. And if we can play it forward or pay it back in any way, we like to try and do it with winners and covering as much racing as possible. And in saying that, hopefully next year I won't be listening to the gale outside and sunning myself where the turf meets the surf. Be lucky!